How much does it actually cost to own a cat in Singapore? Let me break down all the costs for you today if you're considering adopting your own little furry friend. I'm gonna break down this video into two parts. The first part will be the one-time only cost. The second part will be the recurring monthly cost, and I'll talk about some miscellaneous stuff as well. Let's go! So the first thing would be an adoption fee. Adoption fee usually is about $200 to $400. If you're adopting from a reputable place, highly recommend you check out the reputable places like Cat Welfare Society, Looney Singapore, and a few of these places, SPCA. Try your best not to purchase or adopt from backyard breeders because the cats usually are bred illegally and comes with a whole boatload of problems. Please do your research. If you're unsure of where to go, you can leave a comment in the video and I will see if I can send you somewhere, okay? So adoption fee usually about $200 to $400 depending on whom and where you adopt from. The adoption fee is not for the rescuers or the fosterers to make a profit, but rather is to help them cover a little bit of cost while they are fostering the cat. And a lot of times this adoption fee also covers things like vaccinations and neutering and stuff like that. So $200 to $400 is considered pretty okay. Anything above $500 is a bit much, so please do your research because there are scammers out there as well. However, if you are adopting a cat that has just been rescued, they were not vaccinated or were not neutered, these are the costs of neutering and vaccinations. Neutering in Singapore roughly costs about $150 to $360 depending on where you go, and 2 jabs of cat flu vaccines usually cost about $70 to $80 again depending on where you go. So I would say total, if you are adopting a cat that has just been rescued, you should prepare around $300 odd for the vet visit. Next, because now cats need to be officially registered with the government, it costs $15 per year after 2026. Now it's totally free, so please go and register your cats. Next, you will need to have a whole bunch of random toys and stuff for your cats. For example, I have this scratch pole over here, I have another scratch pole over here, and then I also have a bunch of random toys like this one, a little couch, a hammock as well, and of course like some of my friends also gifted the cat some toys and stuff like that. I would say in general, depending on how extravagant you are, maybe prepare about $150 to $500 for your cat to have entertainment. Highly recommend to buy toys because without toys, the cat would not have enrichment, which means the cat will be very bored. And if the cat is very bored, it's actually not healthy for the cat. And if the cat is very bored, he or she will also definitely destroy some of your furniture and do just naughty stuff, right? So you have to have toys to entertain your cat, whether it's those self-playing toys or the ones that you play with the cat. Having toys is extremely important. And most important one-time cost, litter box. Okay, one of the more important one-time costs, a litter box. So this litter box, I got it for about $20 with shipping. You can get the smaller one, but we decided to get the bigger one because my cat Luffy is a little bit messy, and even with a huge litter box like this, you can see litter still flies all over the place. So litter box one-time cost, you just have to hose it down and wash it every 2 weeks or so. Sometimes when we are lazy, we take a bit longer, but ideally you do it every week lah. But if you don't really mind, we usually do it about 2 weeks or so. It should be quite clean depending on how dirty or clean your cat is. Okay, so for litter, right, we use this tofu cat litter, which is actually very affordable. This tofu cat litter is about $30 for 10 packs. So every month we use, I can't remember how many packs, but it costs about $8 to $9 lah. Very cheap. Our cat doesn't mind tofu litter. It smells pretty decent as well. Consider a tofu litter. Okay, we feed a combination of wet food and dry food. Let's talk about the wet food first. So wet food, we feed this particular brand called Daily Delight, and please remember to buy the pure one because they also sell this mousse thing, which I also have, but I think this pure one, which is chunks of meat, is probably better for the cat. Daily Delight costs about $70+ for 48 cans, and it costs us about $94 per month because this boy eats a lot. For me personally, I do not feed pure kibble for dry food. I mix in freeze-dried chicken as well as the Royal Canin Fit dry kibble. So usually we mix in a 50-50 ratio because we have learned that having a lot of kibble increases the chance of kidney disease. So we decided to change it up a little bit and use freeze-dried chicken. But feeding pure freeze-dried chicken is extremely expensive, so we do a mix. 2 kg of Royal Canin kibble costs roughly about $40, and 1 kg of Ziwi Pig freeze-dried chicken costs roughly about 70 bucks. Yeah, you can see very expensive. And this is air-dried. Yeah, but I think since we already decided to have a cat, then we just give him good food lah. You know, like we try not to save and buy those kind of cheap kibble with a lot of additives, which is very bad for them. And then we have treats. So treats are very important because treats allow us to train him, control him and stuff like that. I really like this local brand called Taki Pets. We usually buy freeze-dried beef liver as well as freeze-dried chicken breast because he really like this too. And usually after purchasing, we store it in like airtight containers like this, and then we just take it out to feed him whenever. So definitely not on the cheapest side for sure for Taki Pets, but Taki Pets will cost us about $15 to $20 a month depending on how much we feed him. One pack of treats usually costs about 11 to 12 bucks lah. So usually 1 month we will use maybe about 2 packs. And because Boy has like plaque issues, we have this plaque off powder that we use. Plaque off powder is about $30 plus. Can last for a while actually. So this one we spend about like $7-8 a month on this, you know, plaque off. Yep. So Boy obviously because he have tooth issues, we also brush his teeth every 2 to 3 days. Vet asks us to brush every day, but we all know that it's very difficult to brush cat's teeth lah. So we have this Kojima toothpaste for cats. Very good, very good. Kojima is about $8.90 with shipping maybe about $10. Very affordable, and it lasts us very long. So this one is very negligible cost lah. So we also have pet wipes. Pet wipes are extremely important. We don't really use those super expensive ones lah. We just buy these ones from Shopee. Pet care wipes. These are very affordable. They are about $7-8 for 4 packets and super affordable. Usually we just buy in like cartons of 20 or 30 lah because they are super cheap, and we use quite a bit because Boy is sometimes very dirty. So when we feed him, after feeding, after he uses the little box, we will wipe him down because he is not the cleanest cat in the world, okay? Definitely not the cleanest cat in the world. You? Okay? Okay, last but not least, vaccinations. Roughly about $70 to $80 a year. You don't have to vaccinate them every year if your cat is a fully indoor cat, but you can vaccinate them just in case, you know, you have people come over, other cats come over, and then they bring cat flu and stuff like that. So vaccination, about $70 to $80 per annum. So with all these added up together, for me personally, I spend about $250 to $270 a month on my cat, excluding the one-time cost. If you're looking to adopt a cat, I would say $200 to $300 a month is very safe. If you don't want to feed your cat air-dried chicken, which is more expensive than the regular kibble, that's totally fine as well. We are just a little bit more, you know, it's like, yeah, we already got him, just give him stuff that he likes right? So obviously he has expensive taste, so it's a bit expensive. So I would say $250 to $280 is actually a bit of the higher side. If you are not super fussy and if your cat is not super fussy, you can actually do it under $200 a month if you have a single cat. If you have 2 cats, then you just assume that the cost would almost double, maybe increase by about, I would say 70 to 80% lah, not exactly double, because you will need twice the litter, twice the food and stuff like that. Some stuff like toys, they can definitely share. Yeah, so if you have about $200 to $300 per month of spare income, you are definitely very safe to own a cat. However, for me and my wife, we set aside $5,000 for emergency fund. Our cat is still young, so he doesn't really have much big health issues, but as your cat ages or if things happen, the vet bills will definitely add up, and if he hurt himself accidentally, needs to go for surgery, you would definitely need some money for the vet. So I would say it would be safe to set aside $5,000 or a couple of $1,000s lah, you know, as an emergency fund for your cat, because you never know what will happen, and the worst thing that you want happening is that you do not have enough money to pay the vet and you cannot save your cat, and or you have to go and beg, borrow, steal to get the money, right? So I would say emergency funds for everything is extremely important. Do not go and adopt and own a cat if you cannot afford it, because these animals can get very expensive, especially if they fall sick. But if you are a responsible cat owner, try to feed your cat good food. Try not to feed cheap food from supermarket and stuff like that. But yeah, okay, hope this helps you have a better idea on the cost of owning a cat. And this largely depends on your preference and your cat as well. But I hope this helps you, and I will see you in the next video. Peace!